Hey, why you over here? You know Amberlynn?
Hi, everybody. Well, do we have news today? Chantal Marie, Everyday Miriam, the second most entertaining girl in school. Chantal has been let go from YouTube temporarily. That's right, you heard it here last. Chantal has lost monetization and has been fired from YouTube temporarily, while her bestie, Amber Reid, is doing certain things behind the scenes that we're going to take a look at. And I have wonderful, exciting news about amberlynn Reid, the most entertaining girl in school. Our girl, Amber, Pookie Lynn Reid, has started permanently deleting all of her videos. No one cares! So that she can reapply for monetization in peace. It's the holiday time. It's an exciting time to be alive, girls. I feel like a girl of 2021 again. So if only there was some way that Chantal could have prevented YouTube from firing her. If only this could have been prevented and known from the past behaviors. If only Chantal knew that she was going to lose her job. Oh, wait, that's me being facetious. I told you this is a vocabulary channel.
Thanks for nothing.
Basically, Chantal knew that she was going to be fired from YouTube and she continued to post content that's against the TOS. Well, Chantal, you did this to yourself, girl. So we're going to get into all the drama. If you could not tell already by this ridiculous intro, everything I'm saying just for entertainment purposes only. Please don't take anything I say seriously because I'm sharing my own opinions, not facts, on publicly accessible information, first made public by public figures. Please don't go to these people's channels and leave mean-spirited, negative, discouraging, disparaging comments. Entertainment purposes only. Hey, girls, so very important information about Pookie Lynn Reid. These are screenshots from Kiwi Farms. Kiwi Farms has been documenting Amber's videos ever since she pretty much started making videos and since people started talking about her. You see how it says this video has been removed by the uploader? This is incredibly important. What I'm trying to tell you is it links directly back to the original source, the original video from Amber's channel. Amber has started permanently deleting her videos. She finally started doing the right thing. Well, for her to try to regain monetization, she has started permanently deleting her videos instead of privating it. We had talked about this at length, that if you would like to get monetization back, you have to permanently delete the offending content. amberlynn Reid, in my personal opinion, but I'm 100 on this, has broken the terms of service from the very beginning of her channel in various different ways, not just with what she lost her monetization for, but definitely about the topic that she lost her monetization for. That's been going on since the beginning. And you have to permanently delete your videos instead of privating them. She had originally privated them, which is such a mistake, because when our videos are private, as I've said before, to YouTube, they're public. To everybody else and to us, they're like private. We can see them, the audience can't, but they're on private. But on YouTube servers, they are public. So when YouTube reviews your channel in a bunch of months, right, they denied her originally because you can't delete your video right away. But when they look at your channel months and months later to redetermine if you post content that's within the terms of service and the guidelines, if they see the offending content privated, they're not going to approve you. So she has started to permanently delete the videos. If you don't believe me, or if you want to see it a different way, you can go to Apathetic Facts' videos. And Apathetic Facts, which is a reaction channel, what they do is they always link Amber's original video in their video. If you click on those videos, right? If you go to the videos and you click on the link that Apathetic Facts leaves in each one of their videos for Amber's content, you will see that it says this video has been removed by uploader. What I wanted to tell you is that I went back about I don't know, 8 months to a year on Apathetic Facts' videos, and I went to a reaction video that they had done about Amber and her kidney issues, kidney stones. Okay, that's not against the TOS. Amber removed that video permanently. So what I'm trying to say is she seems to be removing all of her videos just to be on the safe side. When it says the video has been removed by uploader, that means 100% it's been permanently deleted. By the way, it's still on YouTube servers, but they no longer view it as you having it on your channel to represent what your channel is about. Okay. So you can check if you want on Kiwi Farms, or you can go through Apathetic Facts' videos and see that the links, most of them say this video has been removed by uploader. Now, has she deleted every single one of the videos on her channel? That I can't say because I don't care enough to check that. And eventually she's going to have to do that. Here's the problem. Amber has so continuously broken the terms of service and refused to delete her videos beforehand that now she doesn't know which video is more offending than the other, and most of them are. I'm going to just be fair here. Has she uploaded videos in the past that were totally within the terms of service? Yes, but she should just delete every one of them because most of them are offending. What does this mean for Amber? So first of all, we all know that girl, you a lie. So she clearly lied on Instagram when she told us that she doesn't have to appeal and she may not appeal and she's probably not going to appeal or whatever nonsense she was trying to imply. Of course she's going to appeal. YouTube has a fantastic business model. The videos remain free for the audience if they choose for them to be free. You can sign up for to have a different viewing experience, okay, for a fee. But in general, the videos are free for the audience, and then the people that make the videos get paid. It also takes into account, this is why the business model is fantastic. It takes into account that people don't have to like you for you to make money. And in her case, that was basically how it was. Or people don't even have to enjoy your content for you to make money. I don't know a better business model that exists right now. So, of course, she's going to reapply. This was her life for a long time. It's not that I don't think she should reapply or should reapply. I really, at this point, it is so ridiculous what has happened that at this point, I don't care. But what I will say is it in her best interest to reapply? Yeah. Is it in her best interest to be on her best behavior forever? Yeah. The thing is this, when she tried to say that she wasn't going to reapply, I'm like, girl, bye. We all know you're going to reapply. What I would do, and this is just common sense, is never again talk about the topic that got you temporarily let go. Don't break the terms of service. I know that this is like silly and mundane, but don't do it. And if I were her, I would do vlogs that don't discuss any of the against TOS topics. There are many that she decided to post on her channels, and sometimes do lives. I mean, I think one of the things that this woman really counted on was her memberships, and she took advantage of her memberships where people were just paying monthly and she wasn't even at all whatsoever bothered to come and do live streams, and she took it for granted. Listen, everybody makes mistakes. I understand that. She had ample warning. She was told by YouTube that her content was against TOS yearly. Her videos were taken down. Reaction channels said it. Her audience said it. I'm gonna say it again with Chantal as well. Just pay attention to what's happening at your job, any job you have, and make sure that listen, that you're not offending with offending content. I don't know what else to say. She should just make videos about her pets. People would love to hear about Wasabi, about Romeo. People would love to, I think, follow you to the vet if you ever go, and just like make content that your audience wants to see. There's an idea. Here's the thing. I understand that sometimes your audience wants to see something and you just can't provide it, or it's not within your ability to provide it. But with her, she had the type of audience, and I suppose still has, that just want to see her pets and they want to see them doing well and they want to see her do the right thing. And you know what? Bottom line, Amber, let me tell you something. When you upload videos, YouTube reminds you of what stuff you're not allowed to monetize and what stuff they don't want you to talk about. And she still went against them. So clearly she's deleting all of her videos so she can reapply in a bunch of months. And it's going to be up to YouTube to decide. She can delete all her videos and they could say no. She could delete all her videos and they could say yes. Here's a wild idea. And I know that people get upset when I say this, but this is just like I'm sure she already knows this, you guys. You need to provide some type of content, a few minutes of content that is within the terms of service on a channel to show YouTube. If she just leaves that one live stream up, what is that going to do? They're going to see a live stream and they're going to, consume a video about a person saying how they broke the terms of service. So you need more content than just one short begging for money and one live stream. So Lynn Reid is definitely reapplying for monetization in a few months. What will happen? As Justin Bobby said on The Hills, truth and time tells all. So let's talk about Pookie Lynn Reid. Of course, we all miss her. So Amber has been keeping busy doing cameos, which you can't really blame her for because now it's her only source of income. I love that for you, Pookie Lynn Reid. But aside from that, she's been pretty active on TikTok. Now, just in case you don't use TikTok, on TikTok, you don't actually have to post videos to be active. What do I mean by that? You can repost videos. So that's like, a lot of obviously like people that are not public figures repost videos and it's not like a big deal. But what Amber has been doing behind the scenes is reposting videos. Now, I know that she knows that it is publicly visible on a public account. She has a public account. This is a vocabulary channel, girls. So this is what she's been reposting. And before we get into it, I just wanted to say that it's not so much what she's been reposting, but it's the fact for me that she's now stopped doing Q&As on Instagram because, of course, the truth came out as always. But she's disappeared from the internet, which, okay, great, wonderful, right? But you know what I don't understand? This woman is going to come and grovel. I love the word grovel. This is a vocabulary channel, and beg her audience to give her another chance and reapply for monetization 150% in a bunch of months. So don't you think instead of going on the internet and reposting TikToks, you could make a community page post apologizing to your audience, telling them that you're okay? There's still people out there that are just like, worried about you. I don't know why. But saying, hey, happy holidays, everybody. I just wanted to wish you and your family a happy holiday season. I hope everything's okay. To still connect with the audience that you're going to surely post to in the new year. She hasn't said a word to her audience. She did that deleted community page post about her dog and whatever happened with her dog. The community still doesn't even believe, that Twinkie had surgery. Her dog, Twinkie, had surgery. But my point is, instead of reposting things on TikTok, why don't you come on the internet and speak to your audience and tell them how you're doing? Speak to the supposed fans you have. Because Amber always says, oh, well, I'm just talking to the people that like me. Okay, why haven't you done that? Why haven't you wished them a good holiday season? Why haven't you done any of this? Okay, this is what she's reposting. Literally, this had to have been last night. She reposted a Billie Eilish video. Then she reposted somebody talking about no one will be more obsessed with you than a girl with BPD, and then something on Amber Heard. I'm sure you just like her because both of y'all's names are Amber. My point of the story is she's active, okay? She's just reposted this. If you go to her TikTok, whether you're on the computer or whether you're on the phone, and you go to her Rarity Cat, I can't believe you're still keeping that name after you lost Rarity on purpose, my opinion. If you go to the two little arrows, and you'll see that she is reposting that. So she's clearly active online and doing this behind the scenes instead of coming on and being like, hey, I hope you're all doing okay. How are you doing? This is what I'm doing. She only comes online. She posted that short just to beg for money. That's it. So Chantal has been fired temporarily from YouTube the way that her fake bestie, Pookie Lynn Reid, was. And here's Chantal's deleted community page post. Hey guys, I really, really, really want to go live and talk a lot about how I am in a bad situation because, as you know, I was, let go temporarily from my job and lost my monetization, and I am not allowed to use any of my other channels either. Therefore, I have no income. Chantal, I thought that you said that you don't care if this happens. I myself saw her say in her live streams, she doesn't care if this happens. She's going to get a job. And remember what I said to you. What were my words to you? Anyone that thinks that Chantal is going to get a job, I have a very large bridge of Kermits to sell you, because there is no way that this woman can't even make recorded content anymore. So you think she's going to get a job? I will figure out another platform, probably Twitch, maybe something else, but I need to pay my bills like everyone else. So get a job like everyone else. So I will go live if I receive 150 total in my PayPal, and I will stay live for at least a couple of hours. If more is sent, I will stay longer because I just want to talk. If you want to donate, thanks. Guys, yours truly, Grifter Beauty. Here's a fun situation type deal I haven't talked about. People know, but I don't know because most of my audience is interested in Pookie Lynn Reid. But this is good. This is good. This is good. I want to talk to you about it. Remember when grifter beauty over here, Chantal, went ahead and collected thousands and thousands and thousands of donations to pay first month's rent, last month's rent, to pay rent every month in her new apartment in Canada. It's come out that she didn't have to pay rent right away and she owes it like in a few months or something.
Thanks for nothing.
So what have you been doing with all those thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that you were supposed to, use for rent? You misled people. You misled people about, and I'm not saying, I want to be clear, that she should have told people, the location of where she lived, but she definitely misled people about what type of area she was in. She continuously made up wild stories about where she lived, and it wasn't even true, just to, get people to believe that they should donate more to her because she's struggling. You did this to yourself. I would say, and I almost never say this, more so than Amber Reid did. No one cares! Because you saw what was happening to Amber. You talked about what was happening to Amber. And you said, I don't care. I refuse to do anything. The whole point of Chantal losing her job temporarily, she can reapply just like Amber can, is that she had far more warning than Amber. Let me tell you something. Amber had a lot of warnings. YouTube taking down your videos saying this is against RTOS is a warning, okay? But imagine seeing your coworker, somebody that you claim is your friend, even though she's clearly a friend of me and Chantal doesn't like Amber, but imagine seeing Amber go through this and other people go through this and saying, it's not going to happen to me. I refuse to do anything. You know what this is about? It's not just about pride. It's about being lazy. She didn't want to delete the videos. That's all this is about. She didn't want to click delete on all the videos that she knew were against the TOS. Where's your smugness now? Pride goeth before a very long fall. So she deleted that post, okay? She also went live on her couples channel and then deleted that live stream. And I will tell you straight out, that live stream was unbearable to watch for various reasons. She then wrote on her YouTube, if I get booted from YouTube altogether, you will find me on Twitch. You know what I find interesting about that? Imagine knowing that that could happen to you because of the type of content that you make, and still, after all these years, not changing your content. Why do these girls think that they're smarter than their boss, smarter than their audience, and they're gonna just do whatever they want? Like, I've said this so many times, at any job, it's not just YouTube. You can't continue to break the rules and then at the same time profit from it and never get fired. I've said this many times before. People that I have worked with at other jobs have gotten fired because they would just break the rules, and the rules weren't that severe, coming in late all the time. Let me tell you something, you will get fired for that. And especially if they want to fire you just in general in any job over something else, they'll use that as an excuse. Why not? Because it is against the rules. Stop breaking the rules. These girls knew it. And by the way, when you blatantly know that YouTube takes down your videos, I myself saw live streams where this woman said, oh yeah, they took down some of my videos for terms of service violations. What do you think that meant? That meant that they were warning you, because usually YouTube is very kind and generous and understanding, okay? What they do is they'll take down your video. They'll say, this is not okay. What does that mean? Delete every single video, permanently delete, do not private. When you private a video, YouTube still sees it as public on their servers. You permanently delete the videos. But you know what she did? She made even more videos that were against the TOS despite the haters. And then a video was taken down, then it was put back out. But it doesn't matter, because you have to ask yourself, if YouTube is constantly taking down my videos, am I doing something wrong? The answer is yes. And I also saw a clip of Chantal talking about the most nonsensical thing. She said that they didn't have these rules recently. Yes, they did. I myself remember reading them, like, pretty much. I really started noticing the reason that Amber and Chantal, lost their jobs. That rule that I was reading, it was definitely in 22 that I read it. I have a clear memory of reading it in 22, and that's why I started saying in my videos, hey, Amber, Amber and Chantal, their videos are against the TOS. How long have I told you? For years now. Do you remember my videos on Chantal? I said, hey, like her content is against the TOS. Stop doing this. She continued to do content against TOS, knowing that she shouldn't. So other than saying that these rules were not in the books, and they were, she also said, why doesn't YouTube give people time to clean up their channel? They do. Do not be lying on YouTube right now. They do. What they do is when they give you a warning and they take down your video, or they just send you a warning. Sometimes they don't take down your video. But when they do that, even if you appeal it, okay, and it comes back up, this is your warning. Delete any type of content that matches this. Permanently delete it. So she's going to appeal this. She's going to lose the first appeal like Amber did, because they ask you not to delete your videos, and they're going to look at exactly what was going on. She'll lose her appeal. And then in a bunch of months, she can reapply. She must fully stop doing the content that she has been doing for years that's against the TOS. It's the same reason that Amber lost her monetization, and she has to permanently delete it. Do I think she's going to permanently delete it? Yeah. Do I assume she might stop doing the content? Yeah, I guess. But none of this had to happen. And I'll tell you something. I've been in girl world for years and years. And in my opinion, from everything I've seen, Chantal is not liked more than Amber. Like on an overall thing where like Chantal's viewers reported her way more than Amber. I feel like it, and so she knew the kind of audience she had, and she still did it anyways, despite the audience, to stick it to the haters, the bill payers. And now what do you have? And what do you mean that you have to pay your bills when you haven't, again, saved a dollar? Then she made more of these, posts. Unless they take the channel down, I will continue to do lives here and all this other stuff, and begging people, for donations. You and Amber did this to yourself, and you especially had more time to prepare than Amber did. But this is a public service announcement to all other girls doing this type of content, or anybody doing this type of content. Basically, do not make content that is against the TOS. When do you clean up your channel? When you read the terms of service. Just so everybody knows, YouTube emails everybody and says, our terms of service have changed. Our rules have changed. You go through your channel, like common sense. And you need to delete your videos permanently. When this happens, when they take down your video, that is such a big gift that YouTube gives to you, to say, hey, listen, this is a vocabulary channel, YouTube gifting gifts. They say, hey, this is against her TOS. Chantal did this to herself. Don't feel bad for her, because I personally, so has the entire Chantal community, have been telling her for years that all her content is against the TOS. She saw her friend go through this, supposed friend, amberlynn, and she continued to do it. You like begged for this to happen to you. I've never seen somebody really go at odds with their boss and say, oh, see, can you get me fired? Well, they have. Now you can. That was my game show host voice coming out at the end. All right, well, that's about it for today's video. I want to thank you all so very much for watching it. I appreciate you being here. Let me know thoughts, comments, questions in the comments down below. Check out this other video on a similar topic that's popping up here, and I will see you next time. Bye.